Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to render a dynamic header with scroll based title animation. So based on our Zomato clone on our restaurant app, so this is also similar to what they did in the Zomato restaurant app, and this is just for educational purpose. So you see now that we're currently inside the restaurant, or inside the Pizza Hut restaurant, and then the first menu on that list is veg pizza, and you're also seeing veg pizza and as a subtitle on the header, at the restaurant screen header. So if I scroll up now, if I scroll veg pizza, and then just see what's going to happen. Beautiful, you see, because newly launched menu is now visible, so it changed that title, and this is beautiful. So if I keep scrolling up, and then we are going to see Margarita pizza when it becomes visible. This is beautiful and lovely, isn't it? So I'm going to be showing you how we achieve these. And then if I scroll up now, again, you see newly launched is now visible. If I scroll down, Margarita pizza is visible. If I scroll up, new launch is visible, and then see veg pizza. I'm going to be showing you how to do this using React Native, TypeScript, and Reanimated. So watch out for this. I just want to quickly add something here so that we can conclude this. So we're just gonna come here and say style. So let's give it a style, and then let's add bottom 20. So it will bring the pagination dot inside the. So you can see, I think it's beautiful. It's better this way. So, and everything is still working fine. So we're good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the onPress. I'm going to press on the Pizza Hut, and so we can perform the dynamic header with scroll based title animation. So let's go to this screen, the restaurant screen for Pizza Hut. So beautiful. So we can get started with this. So the first thing we're going to handle here is we're going to, so let me close this. We're no longer using this. We're not using this. So we have the restaurant section. No, we won't be using that anymore. So let's go to the restaurant screen, and then we want to get the header, the restaurant component. So I want to use this header, and then we want to use the restaurant screen. So we'll go to the restaurant screen as well. So let's get started with the restaurant header. So I'm just going to minimize this for now. We'll come back to it later. So this was the header we used. So this header, now what we're going to do, we're going to make it dynamic, and to do that we're going to first of all add the props there. So we have on the current header we have title onPress. So let's go to this the restaurant screen params. So it's from our types and types param. So let's get that out. We'll need to make some changes and update that. So types params. So if we come to types params here, so inside our restaurant screen params, so we'll come to our restaurant params. So inside here we're going to add, so let's add a subtitle. So the subtitle, we could make these, let's use an optional chaining here. So we're going to make a string. So if it's not provided, it won't have an error. So we can close these and come back to our restaurant screen header, and in here let's add the subtitle. So let's add the subtitle here. So instead here we're going to change this word to the subtitle. So instead of using recommended for you, now we're going to change it to the subtitle, so it will be dynamic. So we're going to use subtitle. So we save this, and for now we won't have anything there because we've not passed it. So I think we're good to go. I think for now that's all we need to change here. So let's go to our restaurant screen. So inside our restaurant screen we want to get the card. So inside our restaurant screen we would go and get the header here. So inside here, let's make it, we're going to change the subtitle. So let's make the top subtitle. So the subtitle will be okay, we're going to be providing that shortly, so we need to write some codes to get that up. So I'm just going to say current section. So we're going to say current section. So let's get the function for that. So come back here, and then we're going to be using our use state for that. So we're going to come here, inside here we're going to say const So let's use state. So use state will be, so let's get a current section and then set current. So inside the use state, we're going to provide, so we're going to use our filtered menu. Remember our filtered menu here. So inside our filtered menu, we're going to get, so we're going to say 0, and then we're going to get the menu name. So remember, inside our filtered menu, we have our menu. So we filter our menu. So inside it, we're going to get what the menu name. So that's just what we're doing. And if it's not provided, we would use undefined. So we just use an empty string. So if we save this, so everything will come up very shortly. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get the view. We want to use the viewability config. So we're going to be using the viewability config to also get so that we can also detect when the menu is visible. So we can also pass at which point do we consider it to be visible. So we're going to say const viewability. So we're going to say viewability config. So we're going to use here. We're going to make use of the useref from React. So useref from React, and then we can pass an object to that, and then we get item visible percentage threshold. So item visible percentage threshold. So this will be, let's make this 60. So after that, we'll come down here, and then inside here we're going to let's write a function for unviewable item changed. So we're going to say unviewable item changed. So we're going to use our useref as well from React. So useref from React. So we're quickly going to get it from our restaurant section. We're going to use a callback function. So the callback function. So inside the callback function, we're going to pass. So we're going to pass the viewable item, just the same way we did in our restaurant card. So viewable items. What we can just do here is I can just remove this, and then we're going to use view token, and then it's another, yeah, so it works. So we can continue. So so just like we did earlier on, so I'm going to say if viewable items, so if viewable items the length, so if viewable item the length is greater than 0, so that means they are viewable items. So if they are viewable items, then we want to get the first visible item. So we're going to get the first visible. So let's just say first visible, and then we're going to say viewable items, and then we're going to also to get the first visible item. So and if, so we can do if first visible, so the item, and then on menu name. So we're going to get the menu name there. The menu name is true. So if first, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to set the current section. So the current section will be first. So it'll be first visible dot item. So that item we want to get what the menu name. So we're going to get the menu name. So that's what we need to do here. So we can save this. So one more thing for us to do. So I added a use callback here so that we can avoid unnecessary rendering of the food list card. So that's what we're using to render this card here. So we'll come back. We'll now go to our flat list. So inside our flat list, we need to pass these props into our flat list. So if we come to our flat list here, so the flat list we're using here, so we're going to get unviewable. So we want to get the unviewable item change first. So unviewable item change. So we're going to pass the unviewable item change to it, and then we're going to, because we're using the useref, so we need to pass the current. So the current, then we're using viewability config, and then it will be equal to the viewability config dot current as well. So it seems we seem to have an error with our viewability config. So let's check what went wrong there. So let's check that. I think we made mistake there. Is item visible percent, so not percentage threshold, is percent threshold. So we can change this, so it's percent, not percentage. So it's percent, and you see the error is gone. So we can enlarge the screen so you can see everything work out in real time. So if we come here and I save this, so let's save our screen, our header here, and then I come here and save it. So seems we have an error there. So another reason why we're having the error, so we are not actually allowed to make changes to properties like unviewable item change on the fly. So what we can do here is to add a use callback so that we make sure, so we can maintain what the state. So we'll come here, inside here we're going to add our use callback to it. So I think I know where the issue is coming from. So actually we are not allowed, it's not allowed for us to make changes to this on the fly. So and then we had changes to it. So what we can do is we can find a way to maintain the state of this throughout the life cycle. So to do that, we'll just come here and then add some minor changes to it so we can maintain the state throughout the component life cycle. So what we're going to do here is, so inside this we're going to need to destructure this first. So let's destructure this. So we're going to do const. So we're going to say const. So let's say const, and then let's destructure the viewable item. So viewable items, and then so we're going to get the item from it. So we destructured this and get the item out of it. So after that, what we're going to do is we'll just come here. We can just come here and say item. So we say item and password and optional change to that. So we're going to say item.menu name. So item.menu name, and then pass the and operator, and we say set current section into, and then we're going to say item.menu name. So we can remove all this. So we are calling this only when menu name is true. So if we come here and save this, so you see that's gone, it's gone back. So let's pass our viewable item and then our current. So if we go back to it, so cool, you can see we no longer have any error, everything is working out fine. So and you can see right there we have the Pizza Hut, and the name, the first menu on the list is coming up. So you can see the first menu that is viewable here is coming up. So we have veg pizza. So if I scroll up, just see what's going to happen. So if I keep scrolling down, you can see, because we are still in veg pizza, so when newly launched becomes visible, beautiful, this is beautiful, isn't it? You see newly launched is now active, and then we can scroll through it. So we're going to have margarita pizza shortly. This is beautiful, this is awesome. If you're loving this, please like, subscribe, help me share, let this go viral. This is powerful and visible. So if I scroll back up, just see what's going to happen, and you can see newly launched is visible. Then we keep scrolling back up, let's go up, and you can see veg pizza. This is beautiful, and then this is beautiful. So if we go to another restaurant, so let's go to Louis Burger, for example. So we have Louis Burger. So you can see the first one there is Louis Slims, and you can see that's what we have there. This is awesome. So if I scroll up, you can see lunch combo with so beautiful. Lunch combo is now what? It's now been rendered, and then we have value combo. Beautiful. So that's it. This is beautiful, and I hope you love it.